Hi everyone, my name is Nadia Malik. If this is the first time that you're watching me, then I would like to introduce myself. I am a personal finance blogger at speakingofsense.com. I am also a creator of online courses and I teach people how they can blog, and I teach people different things that are related to blogging and owning an online business. I blog at speakingofsense.com, and my blog is all about how to teach people and how to tell people how they can manage their money better. And in these times where we are not in a normal situation, things have changed drastically over the past few weeks, and many of you are not feeling very good right now. And most of us have been affected by the situation that we are facing right now as a pandemic. And I would be doubting if I think that any of you is not affected. All of us have been affected by this situation, by this unexpected thing that has hit us. And we all are in this together, I believe. And first of all, let me ensure that I am not a healthcare provider, and I'm not going to be talking about anything that is health related about the coronavirus or the COVID or its treatments or its symptoms or anything. I am just talking about the support, the financial tips, or anything that is related to money management that we can do, or we can help each other during this tough time. And if you are feeling overwhelmed, then that's perfectly normal. Most of us are. The situation have changed, our routines have changed, kids have been staying home, and it's a big transition for everybody. And if you are feeling frustrated or flustered, then it's completely normal. There is nothing wrong with it. It's just that we need to prepare ourselves in order to respond better to this situation. I was hearing a podcast, or I was hearing somebody who was talking about the fact that as humans, we have been trained to react, but we haven't been trained to respond. This video that I'm making is all about the good response that we need, or the proper response that we need in order to take care of finances right now. Because it's very normal, and it happens to most of us, that whenever an emergency situation happens, our finances get out of control. We are overwhelmed, we are tired, we are confused, and that's when everything starts going in the wrong direction. And that's why I'm here. That's what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to be talking about different things that we are all feeling, and I'm going to be telling you small things that you need to take care of right now on day-to-day basis before things get out of hand. Most of them are money related. Some of them are interrelated with how you are behaving or how you're emotionally feeling. So let's get started. First of all, I'm gonna be talking about the things that most of us are feeling. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, then we are all in this together. I can relate to it. I have had days where I am like lost, but you need to keep yourself together. If you're confused, you need to remember that we are gonna get through this. This is not a situation that we cannot handle. We will get through this, and this will be over. If you're tired, and I'm sure most of you are, especially the moms who are working from home and the kids are home and their schedules are upside down. They don't know what to do. They cannot find time to work, and they are putting late hours in their work. They are not sleeping well. Then I would highly suggest you to walk away from the situation that you cannot handle at the moment and just take a break, then get back, because things can wait. You need to take care of what's happening in your mind. So whenever you're mentally ready, just get back to the situation and deal with it. Our kids are home. It's not an easy situation, especially if you have 2 or more kids. You find yourself in a tricky situation if not every hour, every 2 hours. So completely relatable, completely understandable, and just take a break and then get back to the situation. You will be able to deal with it, trust me. And if very important, very, very important, this thing is very important. If you need to vent out, if you know that you cannot do it anymore, just talk to somebody that really loves you. It can be your partner, and if you do not have a partner, it can be your friend, it can be your mom, it can be your, you can also talk to somebody who is your who can be your life coach. You can talk to them, just get in contact with them, talk to them, and vent out. Do not keep it inside you, because it can get toxic and it will affect you so many ways. After I've gone through all these things, I'm going to talk about some of the financial tips that are very, very important in this time. The first one is a very basic one, and I know that in times of emergency or in time of panic, you tend to lose your patience, you tend to lose control over your emotions, or there are so many things that are on your mind that you tend to forget. But we have to keep ourselves together. It is very, very important, especially if you have younger ones at home, you have kids, you need to keep yourself together, and you need to get the realization, or get all your resources together, get all your numbers, get whatever you have in your account, whatever you have in your bank, whatever you have in your savings, you need to bring it on the paper. You need to know what it is, the exact amount that you have. That would actually give you complete roadmap of how that money is going to be spent. I'm sure some of you are struggling with the money, some of you have been laid off, some of you do not have work, but whatever resources you have up till now, you need to know, you need to have the complete information about those, and based on that you're gonna be budgeting, or you're gonna be looking at what you need to spend and how long is it gonna last you. Number two, many of you might be working towards debt payoff. I would like to suggest that you need to stop doing that. It's important. Why it's important? Because you need to pay attention to your present rather than your future. Right now, you are in survival mode. No matter how much money you're making, this time, we never know what's gonna happen. We don't know how long it's gonna last. We don't know what our employment situation is gonna be in coming weeks or months or whatever. So you need to be in the survival mode right now. So bring all your resources, stop your debt payments if possible. If you know that you're going to be in financial crunch, stop your debt payments and bring all those resources towards your survival guide, towards your present, because that is important. If you can survive through this chaos, if you can survive through this tough time, you can pay the debt later on. So don't worry about that. Just pay attention to what you need to do right now. Number three, you need to make a plan. Once you know how much do you have, you need to have a plan. Do not run away from it. Do not ignore it. Ignoring this thing will not benefit you in any way. Being a grown-up, it is your responsibility to have a plan and a backup plan and a backup plan. So make a plan of whatever resources you have, and I'm talking about all the resources. I'm talking about whatever is available at your house. I'm talking about the groceries. I'm talking about the expenses. I'm talking about the rent. I'm talking about the mortgage. Every single thing, you need to make a plan. I know there's not much going on. Spend all this time in financial planning right now, because that is very, very important. Number four, you need to stay informed. Very important, because most of us are gonna be losing the resources that we could use right now if we are not informed. If you're not watching news, if you're not following news, if you're not paying attention to what the community has to offer, you might be losing so many free resources. Check your community calendar, get in your Facebook pages, local Facebook pages. There are so many services that are being offered, and that are being and people can use them right now. Just because you're not paying attention, you might be losing on them. A small example that I can give you is like from today, or from the last week, that has been happening in our school district. Even though the schools are closed, they have closed the schools, but just to help out the parents, they are offering breakfast and lunch for the kids. And if you are someone who has been working and the kids have been going to school, and you have been in that lifestyle, you would completely agree that that's a big help. It is a big help if somebody is arranging that for you, and if it's available at a very minimal cost or at no cost, you should use that. Do not be the person who is just losing all these resources just because you're not paying attention. Just be informed, just ask around, or use internet is the best. You can get all kinds of information on the internet. Okay. Also, some of the financial resources that I can there are the stimulus packages coming, there are other things coming if you are a small business owner. So there are a ton of resources. You just gotta look in the right place and be on it. Be very, 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 very diligent about it, because if you lose that kind of opportunity, you're gonna regret it after. So pay attention to what's happening around your surroundings. Number 5, this one, I did not do it since all this chaos started, and I regret every second of it. You need to stick to the routine. Routine means not just routine waking up and getting the kids like fed and stuff. Routine for everything, every single thing, everything that you used to do when you were not homebound, when you were not quarantined, or when before this emergency situation. Just follow the routine. Just try to get it back, because as humans, it works perfectly for us if we are in routine. That's how we are. That's very natural to us, and we feel normal when we are in routine. Kids are gonna start feeling normal if they are following a routine. You will feel normal. You will feel better emotionally and physically if you're following the routine. So please get back to the routine. Do not stay up late. Do not wake up late. There is no benefit in it. If you have a routine, you will feel better and you will get things done. So it's important that you get in routine. Number 6, take care of yourself. Very, very important. You as an adult have a responsibility towards your kid. You need to take care of them, and if you are not taking care of yourself, you cannot take care of them. It's very important, very, very important. So whatever you need for yourself, just take the time and get help, ask somebody, and take care of yourself. It can be very small things. I know with social distancing and everything, it is not possible to do so many things that you were used to doing, but even if it's like 15 minutes waking up earlier than kids, having a cup of coffee without any argument, if that helps, please do that. Taking a warm shower can help. So all these small little things, do not ignore the importance of these things, because now these things are very, very important. Anything that gives you a break or that recharges you, a reset button, you need to do that. Just do that. Okay, number 7. I've seen people doing that. I would not say that I love the idea, but people are doing it and they might have their reasons, but I have the reason which I would like to share with you. You might not agree with me, but I would tell you that only gather the resources that you really, really need. Do not hoard stuff. Do not hoard food. Do not hoard any other resources that you are not 100% sure that you're going to use. So I'm just going to give you a small example. If your kids love mac and cheese and you go and start getting like fancy food, like sushi and stuff that they would not eat. Like, I'm just giving you a simple example. I'm not giving you example for the big thing. This is just a simple example. If You know what your kids eat, or you know what you're going to be consuming. Just gather that, and that also not in humongous amount, because we need to keep that in mind. If something has to happen, if resources are going to be finished, they're going to be finished for everybody. It's not just us. There is only a certain number of resources that we can keep for us. And also, it also makes me think that people do not have faith. Have faith, trust in God, have faith that things are gonna be okay. Do not think that this is gonna be the end of the world, because you can only store a certain amount of food and it's gonna get finished at some point. So just, relax and just gather the resources, or just have the resources that you really, really need. Do not hoard in any way. This is not going to help you. This is not going to help you. And suppose if you have that much stuff and you do not even need it, that's going to be wasted if you are not using it properly. If the things get better, what are you going to do with all that? So always keep that in mind. Be mindful of all the resources that are available right now, and do not wait for the grocery stores and the department stores to put a sign on things, okay, limit 1 or limit 2. Why do we need that? As human beings, you need to think, why do we need that? Aren't we better than that? We are better than that. So also, you need to remember that you are setting an example in front of your kids. This might be the only emergency time that they are seeing in their lifetime. So the way you are behaving, it's all going in their minds. So be mindful that the way you're behaving, the way you're dealing with the emergency situation or the chaos, they're going to be dealing with it on day-to-day basis. So just chill and only get the resources, only have the resources that you really, really need. Okay, number 8. That is very, very important, and we all need to know that you have to check your mail. It happens when in the time of chaos you think that you are very busy, you are overwhelmed, you do not check your mail. You might have some important information coming in your mail, or you might have some bills coming in your mail that can set you back financially if you do not make a payment, and if you are late on a payment. So make sure that you are checking your mail. You might have some important information or correspondence that coming in your mail, so please make sure that you check your mail. Number 9, you have to make sure that you are only paying for the services that you are actually using right now. In the time of financial chaos or financial emergency situation, you need to make sure that you cut off all the unnecessary expenses that you are doing. In this time when you need to save every penny, you need to make sure that you cut all the unnecessary subscriptions that you have and you know that you're not going to be using. So saving every single penny would be important, and I would suggest you to turn off or to cancel all the subscriptions that you really do not need right now. And that also goes to the point where I was already telling you that you need to make the best of the free resources. There are so many resources in every community, in every city, in every state that they're offering for free. Try to use all those resources and cancel all the subscriptions that you are doing by paying something. Make sure you go and check your credit card statements and everything and cancel all those, because in these overwhelming times you might not know where all the money is going and you need to save every penny of it. So make the best of the free resources and try to cancel all the unnecessary subscriptions or expenses that you have right now. And the last one, I'm almost towards the end of this recording or these financial tips. The last one is not a financial tip, but it is very important that we all need to do, and that is you need to give yourself grace. You need to remember that this is not a normal time. This is a very difficult time for everybody. You need to give grace to yourself. You need to give grace to everybody else, because it will affect our lives for a very long time, and this time that we are dealing with right now, it's gonna go in history, and the generations are gonna remember it, and people are gonna be talking about it. And if you have survived this time with grace, with patience, and you will always remember how you went through this time. And if you have kids in the household, they will always remember how you dealt with the situation in this time. So that's it for today. That's it that I wanted to talk about, and I'm sure these tips will be helpful, and you will find some kind of advice or some kind of positivity or some kind of support from all these things. I hope we can get through this difficult time together. And if you need any help, if you need to ask any questions that are finance related, just send me an email. Go check out my blog. You can send me an email at speakingofsense@gmail.com, or you can go read my blog. I have been writing articles related to this time and related to how you can deal with the expenses or how you can deal with the finances right now on my blog. You can check it out, speakingofsense.com. And if you are looking for resources, and if you are thinking that you need to start an online business, or you want to start a blog, or you're looking at all these options, you can check out my course. I have an online course where I teach people how they can drive quality traffic towards their blog. That is called I will leave the link in the description or somewhere. If it's on Instagram, it's gonna be in the bio. I will leave the link, and you can go check those out. I hope we can get through this, and I will see you in another video where we can hopefully talk about some hopeful things and good times. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.